Something very interesting happened today in Kabarak. The extended family of the former president, Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi, officially handed over the famous rungu, ama fimbo ya Nyayo, to Raymond Moi in his capacity as the eldest son in the Moi family. And then Raymond Moi handed over that rungu to Gideon Moi, who is the youngest son in the Moi's family. That move, therefore, means that Gideon Moi will carry on the leadership in Moi's family. Effectively, Gideon Moi is now the political face in Moi family. And just like I keep on saying on this platform, that in politics, everything is normally scripted, planned, and executed to achieve certain political objectives. The move to hand over the rungu to Gideon Moi was intended to achieve certain political objectives. And if you look at it critically, the choice of the venue was very clear. During the burial ceremony of the former president. And for those who might care to know, the whole country was glued to their TV. And the whole nation was in Kabarak. So whoever schemed to hand over that rungu to Gideon Moi was working under a script. And I watched Gideon Moi, and honestly, he might not have been aware that he was going to be handed that rungu on that part. I mean, he was going to be handed over the rungu at that time. But we are not going to go into the details of that rungu and what it means. Basically, we are going to look into that in detail in subsequent video. But today, I want us to look at Uhuru Kenyatta and Daniel Moi, the political debts and promises. Because something tells me that the former president, Daniel Arap Moi, and Uhuru Kenyatta had a political pact. And in that political pact or arrangement, Moi was supposed to hand over or to ensure that Uhuru Kenyatta became the president of the Republic of Kenya, which he did. And then Uhuru Kenyatta will also ensure that a member of the Moi family becomes the president of the Republic of Kenya. I don't know whether this political arrangement began with Moi or it began during Kenyatta era. But something tells me, based on what I've observed, that there's an arrangement between Moi and between Uhuru Kenyatta or Uhuru Kenyatta's family. And for those who are keenly following the politics of this country, during today's burial ceremony, one man called Reverend Silas Yego, Bishop of the AIC Church, that's basically my church, made a statement that is grateful to President Uhuru Kenyatta because Uhuru Kenyatta gave Moi a befitting send-off. And that it was good that Uhuru Kenyatta did not become the president in 2002. Because if Uhuru had managed to become the president in 2002, probably Moi would not have received the kind of treatment he was accorded at death. Because maybe Uhuru would not be the president today. That statement by Yego is very heavy. Because Yego is not your ordinary person. This is a guy who is highly respected by Moi as a bishop. So you understand a lot of politics within Moi. And yesterday, Bishop Yego said that Moi used to send him, in most cases, in his political missions. But then again, if you listen to a guy called Kamket, there was something he said. I want you to listen to him briefly.
Mheshimiwa Rais, wakati moja ningependa kuwaeleza, as we were approaching the elections of 2017, katikati hivi, Mzee Moi alinipigia simu na akaniambia, na unajua sio rahisi kupigiwa simu na mzee. Wakati alinipigia simu akaniambia uko wapi? Nikamwambia niko Ginyang. Akaniambia kuja unione. You can imagine the speed at which I drove all the way to here at Kabarak. Wakati huo unajua kulikuwa na maneno mingi. Sisi kama wandani wa chama cha KANU tulikuwa tunamweleza mwenzetu Gideon ajaribu. Na sijui kama mzee alikuwa amesikia namna gani. Mzee akaniambia, ambia rafiki yako Gideon kaa na Uhuru. Hivyo tu akaniambia hivyo. Nikashangaa, huyu mzee si angeeleza tu Gideon mwenyewe angemuita amueleze. Kwa nini akaniita kumwambia hivyo? Na nikaenda. Nikampigia simu Gideon akacheka kawaida. Baada ya siku mbili mzee akaniita tena. Sijui kama alikuwa amesahau ama ni kusisitiza. Nikadhani ni jambo lingine. Lakini hakaniambia, he kept me waiting for a while. So nilipoenda kumuona akanieleza, Mheshimiwa Kamket, unakumbuka ile kitu nilikwambia? Ambia rafiki yako akae na Uhuru. Hivyo tu. And I was very impressed by his insistence on those matters. Your Excellency, President, tunakumbuka mzee kwa yale yote amefanya.
Now, in his own words, Kamket is claiming that at one point Moi called him and he went to Moi. And Moi just told him one word. Ambia Gideon afuate Uhuru. That's not something to take lightly. But now let us go back to real politics. And this is why I strongly believe that there is a strategic move by President Uhuru Kenyatta to repay this Moi's debt. And probably that's why he's not very keen on William Samoei Ruto's presidency. Let us go into the real politics now. Before retiring, in 2002, after he was defeated, in 1997 general election, President Uhuru Kenyatta contested for the Gatundu South Member of Parliament on a KANU ticket. And it's Moi who told Uhuru Kenyatta to contest on that KANU ticket. And during that time, Central Kenya was purely opposition zone. But Moi insisted on Uhuru Kenyatta to contest. And Uhuru Kenyatta contested. And he was defeated. Uhuru Kenyatta was defeated by, was it Mwahima? And that actually was the beginning of President Uhuru Kenyatta's journey to the presidency. Because Uhuru Kenyatta was in business. He was just minding his own business. His own businesses and just enjoying his life as an ordinary Kenyan. Then after he lost, it took 2 years. Then the former president appointed Uhuru Kenyatta as the chairman of the Kenya Tourism Board. So it means Moi gave Uhuru KANU ticket, he contested, and he lost. Then after losing, he still didn't lose hope in Uhuru Kenyatta. Probably because there was an arrangement. So he picked Uhuru from wherever he was and made him the chairman of the Kenya Tourism Board For those who remember, even Raymond Matiba at one point served in that board. So what Moi was doing that time, he was preparing Uhuru for leadership. He wanted Uhuru to understand how governments run. So he made him the chair of Kenya Tourism Board. And in that board, Uhuru managed to interact with government officials. He managed to understand how the government runs. Then it took 2 years because he appointed him at the tourism board in 1999. Then in 2001, President Daniel Arap Moi prevailed on Makto, one of his most close allies, and Mr. Fix-It. He prevailed on Makto to resign as a nominated member of parliament. And Makto resigned as a nominated member of parliament. And Uhuru Kenyatta surprised Kenyans when he brought in Uhuru Kenyatta as a nominated member of parliament. And Uhuru Kenyatta was nominated as a member of parliament. And what Moi was doing then, he wanted Uhuru Kenyatta to also feel how parliament works and operates. He did that successfully. Then in 2002, or maybe towards 2002, before the next general election, Daniel Moi, Kanu had election. Remember when Raila joined? And Kanu had several chairmen, 4 of them, I think. And Uhuru Kenyatta and Daniel Arap Moi made President Uhuru Kenyatta, who had just joined parliament, as one of the vice chair of Kanu. So basically, the former president mentoring Uhuru. Then Uhuru served. Then all of a sudden, Uhuru Kenyatta was made the Kanu presidential candidate. And because the president knew that even if Uhuru lost, the guy who was going to become the president was still going to be a Kikuyu, Mwai Kibaki. So still there was chance of Uhuru Kenyatta becoming the president. And this can explain why in 2007, the system did not allow Raila Odinga to assume the leadership of this country. Because had Raila Odinga assumed the leadership of this country, let me just reduce the light a bit. Had Raila Odinga assumed the leadership of this country at that time, then it would have meant that this Uhuru Kenyatta project was not going to work. And that's why Moi, Kibaki, and the system conspired to lock out Raila Odinga from becoming the president in 2007. And that's the exact thing, that's the exact script I'm seeing happening to the Deputy President William Samoei Ruto. Assuming Raila Odinga became the president in 2007, he would have served again and again. Who knows? Uhuru might not have, because the political equation would have changed completely. And when it came 2013, then the stage had already been cleared for Uhuru Kenyatta to become the president. And that's why I always insist that Uhuru Kenyatta became the president of this country because of one man called Daniel Arap Moi, and 2, because of the system. And if you listened very keenly to the speeches at that meeting, even in 2013, Uhuru Kenyatta was still contemplating contesting on a Kanu ticket. And he wanted to revamp Kanu and rebrand it. Atwoli said that. Was it Atwoli? But Moi and Kanu Hawks refused. That they still just needed to retain the Kanu as it is, or as it was. And I've monitored the happenings in this country of late. And what happened in Kabarak today. Is there a possibility that Uhuru Kenyatta could be working on a strategy to repay the debt to the former president? Because if you look at the policy of this country, Uhuru Kenyatta and William Samoei Ruto entered into an agreement. And that agreement was to serve Kumi Kumi. So if the DP becomes the president in 2022, then it will be very difficult for Gideon Moi to rise. And I'm trying to think that the system might have conspired that they can give Raila Odinga this window. And because William Ruto has not served in government, has not served outside the government, if he will be outside the government as the opposition, he won't survive. And therefore, Gideon Moi will easily rise up and pick. Or they can easily make Gideon Moi the president after Raila Odinga, serving one term. Because that's how deep state operates. I don't know what you think. But my mind is telling me that President Uhuru Kenyatta and Daniel Toroitich arap Moi had a pact. And that's why yesterday, when the body of the former president left the funeral home, straight to State House, we saw Uhuru Kenyatta joining that convoy from State House to Nyayo Stadium. I don't know if Uhuru was not the president, if any other president would have done that. And because we've only lost one president in this country, Kenyatta, and Kenyatta died while in office, Moi died while outside office, we can't really tell. Because there's no precedent. There's no precedence on that matter. But I think Uhuru Kenyatta is doing all this because he feels he owes the former president a lot. And that's why in Kabarak today, Uhuru Kenyatta was very clear that he was giving a speech not as the president of the Republic of Kenya. That one he did yesterday as the president. But in Kabarak, he was giving that speech as a son or as someone who has lost the father. I don't know what you think. Do you think there is a debt between the Moi family and Uhuru Kenyatta, which Uhuru Kenyatta is trying to repay? Let me know in the comments section. And if you're bumping on this video for the first time, I want to just take a second or two and hit the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, you get notified. And to the subscribers, I want to continue to thank you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel would not be where it is today. Thank you guys, and please may you have a good day.